Let's start off simple with an overview of the plot. The novel follows an unnamed narrator as he tries to survive a war against invaders from the planet Mars. The first cylinder from which the Martian invaders come out of lands near his hometown of Woking, England. After a day or two, the military comes in to try and get rid of the threat. As you can imagine, almost all of them get evaporated by a heat ray. Later, one of the survivors, an artilleryman, discovers our narrator. Together, they try to escape for London. This is where they first discover the tripods. As they near to Weybridge and Shepperton, their route is blocked by these giant fighting machines. Luckily, a barrage of artillery fire managed to take down one of them, but it lands in the river and its heat ray goes haywire, firing everywhere, making the only safe place the now boiling hot Thames. Our narrator gets many burns as he tries to stay safe and is forced to depart from the artillerymen. At the same time as this is happening, the narrator's brother, who lives in London, is trying to escape, encounters the dangers of the black smoke the Martians use as chemical warfare. Despite this, he manages to rescue some people from kidnappers and starts to head for southern England to leave the country. As he gets in the steamship heading for the mainland, 3 tripods appear on the horizon, getting ready to destroy the evacuation ship. Standing in the way of these fighting machines is the HMS Thunderchild. The Thunderchild fires its main guns at one of the tripods, destroying it as it sustains heavy damage from the heat ray. One of the other tripods fires its black smoke at the Thunderchild, which has no effect. The Thunderchild proceeds to ram into it, knocking it out as well. Smoke covers the battlefield, making it so that the people on the steamer cannot see what's happening. When it dissipates, the third tripod has disappeared, which allows for the steamer to get away. Back to our narrator, who has found themselves in a field, encountering a curate. The narrator and the curate try and get away from the London area, which was now under attack from the Martians. They take shelter inside of a house. Unfortunately, the last of the cylinders lands right next to it, trapping them. Over the time that the curate and the narrator are stuck in the house, the curate starts to become a bit mad, making the narrator worry that his ramblings will attract the Martians. Around this time, we also learn that the Martians use blood as their source of food. Humans have a lot of blood. The narrator decides to knock the curate unconscious so that the Martians don't come searching. Counterproductively, the sound caused by this is what makes the Martians come looking for him. The narrator gets to hiding, leading to some of the best horror in the entire book. Soon, the Martians leave the area, allowing for the narrator to escape the house. He decides to head for London. On his way to the city, he encounters a man on Putney Hill. This man, it turns out, is the exact same artilleryman whom he had met before. The artilleryman gets to telling the narrator about his plan to form a society in the tunnels under London to try and survive the invaders. At first, the narrator goes along with this. Then he sees the progress the man had made, and remarks that he could have done all that work within a day. Disillusioned, the narrator continues his trek for London. Once he arrives, it is all silent, except for a single cry being repeated over and over again. In the book, it is described as sounding like an ooh-la. Obviously, the narrator goes to investigate, and finds dead Martians sprawled all over the ground, and broken tripods crashed into buildings, making their dying cries. Bacteria, something not found on Mars, had eradicated the invaders. Ever since they set foot upon the Earth for the first time, their attempts were doomed to fail. Now let's get into the actual review part of this review. And my first reason that I really like this book is the way the Martians are described, which is quite good for the time. My second reason is that the book actually feels like a first-hand account of the fictional invasion, which leads to my third reason, which is that the characters feel quite real while still leaving you room to put yourself into them. Part of that is because H.G. Wells didn't give any names to the characters. My fourth reason is that it has some good horror while also having some lighter tones in some areas, but somehow still managed to feel consistent. For example, in Chapter 3 of Part 2, the curate dies and the Martians start the search for the narrator, managing to give a really, really good amount of existential dread only a few chapters after a warship rams into one of the Martian tripods. Speaking of which, my fifth reason is the HMS Thunderchild. I just really like that scene. Anyways, so that's why I like the book so much. It's probably my favorite novel I've read this year. So, yeah. Wish it was longer though. Anyway, bye.